At healthy levels, caring what others think about you has a positive effect. It can motivate you to dress professionally for an interview, or motivate you to wear deodorant on a date. However, at unhealthy levels, caring what others think to the point of becoming a prisoner to their approval is what this video seeks to address in 4 practical ways. Now, let's talk about the spotlight effect and how Barry Manilow is involved. The spotlight effect is a term in psychology that refers to the tendency to think that more people notice something about you than they really do. In the year 2000, a Cornell professor and his graduate students conducted an experiment asking college students to put on a Barry Manilow t-shirt and then walk into a room of strangers facing the door. The researchers asked the participants how many people would notice their t-shirt, and they said roughly 50%. However, when the strangers were asked about recognizing the Barry Manilow t-shirt, only about 20% of them noticed it. This study provides evidence on the wise words Eleanor Roosevelt said many years ago. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. And once you understand the spotlight is in your imagination, it will be easier to live your life more courageously. Number 2, practice humility. It was C.S. Lewis who said, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less." A humble person seeks to be a giver in social interactions. Here's what I mean. It's common to go to a party and be nervous of what others think. But these nerves are largely about the fear of not receiving something. Not receiving their approval if they think you're boring, not cool, or they don't like your t-shirt. However, a humble person approaches a social interaction and focuses on giving something. Giving encouragement, giving a listening ear, and giving their own approval because they know how valuable the approval of others can be. Be humble and show up to receive less and give more. Number 3, embrace your imperfections. It's kind of funny that we tend to think that if we're perfect, everyone will like us. But if you think about it, when you're perceived as perfect, many people try to find something wrong with you. Take celebrities, for example. When they're on the cover of magazines or in the news, it's often of something that will make you think less of them, like a scandal or drug problem. This is likely because being a celebrity and appearing perfect is not relatable to most of us, and knowing about their scandal or drug problem makes them imperfect and therefore more relatable. We tend to like people who we can relate to, and when you're comfortable with who you are and embrace your imperfections, people often think more of you than when you try to hide everything and try to be seen as perfect. Number 4, live your values. When you know your values, you'll know how to act. It becomes less about, what will other people think of me? And more about, what is the right thing to do? For example, let's say a friend wants you to call out sick so that you can attend a concert. If honesty and integrity are values you live by, you'll have an easier time doing what you believe is right and show up to work, even if that means your friend being upset or thinking less of you. Doing something that leads you to not being liked by others can hurt, but not as much as going against your values and not liking yourself. As a quick recap on how to stop worrying about what others think of you, number 1, remember the spotlight effect and that people don't focus on you as much as you think, so stop stressing over it. Number 2, practice humility. It was C.S. Lewis who said, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less." A humble person seeks to be a giver in social interactions. Number 3, embrace your imperfections. Imperfections make you human and therefore more relatable. Stop stressing over being perceived as perfect. And number 4, live your values. Doing something that leads you to not being liked by others can hurt, but not as much as going against your values and not liking yourself. If you got value from this video and would like to see more like it, consider subscribing today and look for future videos that post on Mondays. This is your friend Michael, helping you transform your thinking for the better. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.